We've been talking about financial literacy as concerning credit worthiness in particular, dealing with a lot of credit card information. The three things that I wanted to focus on or help share with you over these series of videos: one, concerning cleaning your credit; two, improving your credit; and then three, getting credit or building credit. So within that cleaning your credit lane, I wanted to talk to you today specifically about collections. I was talking with a young lady the other day, and she had mentioned, we were talking about her credit, and she had mentioned that she had some things in collections, some collections on her credit report, and I told her that we could clear that up for her. And she said to me, well, no, don't worry about those, I'm going to pay them. And I'm like, why are you going to pay them, And she said, well, it's a righteous debt and I owe it, and I want to pay it or whatever. I think she even pulled out a Bible and turned to some scripture and went somewhere in Ezekiel and showed me where she needed to pay that collections. I'm joking. But the point I want to bring out is that if you have collections on your credit report, the fact that you've paid them does not necessarily mean that they're going to remove the collections from your credit report. And some of you may have heard this, some of you may not, but if you pay a collections account, the reason that it doesn't necessarily come off of your credit report is because when you pay it, you're actually acknowledging that it's your credit report, that it's your collections account, that is in fact you who owed money to a company, that they had to go so far as to hire a company to do the collections or send it to their collections department. You didn't pay your bill in a timely fashion as you had agreed to. Well, the reason why we're able to clean credit is because the credit reporting agencies are only able to report those things that are accurate and verifiable. If it's inaccurate or unverifiable, they have to remove it. So my goal, my job, or what I'm encouraging you all to do is to pull your credit report, look at it, and find out if there's anything there that's inaccurate. We talked about removing names, how they'll have your name misspelled, the wrong initial, the wrong last name, things of this nature. You need to get that stuff off of there. They may have wrong addresses or wrong employers. Anything that's inaccurate needs to be off of your credit report. And if it's unverifiable, it needs to be off your credit report. With the collections, most have been taken on by companies that do that type of work. They collect from different people who have bad accounts. So what they'll do, they'll get a bunch of accounts, and they'll begin to send out letters to different people saying, hey, you owe this money, pay us so much, or pay it all, or pay so much on the dollar, and we'll say that this amount is paid in full. Well, when you pay that collections, you're basically saying that this is in fact your debt. It is verified. You looked at it. You shouldn't be paying anybody else's debt. You looked at it and said, okay, well, this is me. I do owe Verizon. I do owe Sprint. I'm going to pay it, cut them a check. And this, all of that sounds good, and that's great. You can still pay the collections if you choose to, but I'm talking specifically about removing that derogatory comment off of your credit report. Because like I say, even if you pay the collections account, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to remove it off of your credit report. It'll be there for so long before it could potentially fall off. But if you verify that that is in fact you by writing a check to the collections company and paying that account, you have no standing to say to the credit reporting agency, listen, remove this. They only have to remove what's inaccurate or unverifiable. It's obviously accurate. You paid the bill, and it's verifiable because they have a check from you, for that. So the point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to cleaning your credit, your goal, my goal, is to make sure that anything that's inaccurate or unverifiable is removed from your credit report. Maybe you got in a situation as a young person where you were in love head over heels and co-signed with somebody on a car or an apartment, and it turns out that they weren't the person that you thought they were, and they skipped out without paying. Well, the fact that you co-signed puts that on your credit report just like it does on theirs. Collections. Or maybe it was a situation where you, like me, I had a Verizon bill. I think it may have been the last bill. Came up as a collection on my credit report, like $200. But, you know, that was a negative mark on my credit report, which will, you know, work to pull your credit score down. So just as a word of encouragement, you know, just because you feel like it's a debt that you owe and you pay it doesn't necessarily translate to it being removed from your credit report. Our goal is to clean your credit report, show you as credit worthy to any lender that you may want to sit before, whether it's for a mortgage, a credit card, a personal loan, car loan, so that you can get the best interest rate, so that you can get the loan for the things that you want, and you don't have to pay, you know, a bunch of money in interest. We don't have a bunch of money to waste in paying interest. So my encouragement to you is get your credit report clean. And what I want to mention as well, there's a company that I deal with, and I'm going to put the link in this post, but it's Identity IQ. And Identity IQ helps with improving our credit worthiness in that they do credit reports, all three. They'll let you know what your score is. They'll also have identity monitoring. So you're able to monitor your credit worthiness and also make sure that your identity isn't being compromised by, you know, some unscrupulous person or through a mistake with the credit report. So I'm going to add the link to this video, Identity IQ. Sign up. It's a $30 service. They're going to give you all three credit reports. They're going to give you your credit score, and they're going to do credit monitoring so that you're always aware of what's going on with your credit report. So just a word of encouragement, and I want to encourage you to enjoy your Sunday. Thank you.